This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. So much of your personal info is out of your control, like your insurance provider that has your social security number and your favorite retailer that has your payment details. If they get breached, your information, your identity, is vulnerable. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second for threats. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
A common sense recap of the day's biggest stories. It's John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. Katz and Cosby on 77 WABC.
And joining us now, you guys, in the middle of it all. Remember, we had Dick Morris yesterday. He said there would be a landslide. He was right. Joining us now is the great political consultant, also advisor to President Trump and many others, Dick Morris. Dick, bravo. You called it.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I was on television the other night with, I forget who, but that's a person I admire very much. And she said I was one of the first people to be for Donald Trump this time, to say he could come back. And I said, yeah, but you didn't write a book.
What was your reaction, Dick, last night? I'll tell you. I mean, we were waiting, and then when she said, okay, her team said she's going home, we wondered, okay, will there be a change? Will something happen? But you called this. Why did you feel it was going to be this, like, monsoon victory, enormous victory for Trump? Well, the first thing is that the left way overreached itself in these last 4 years. And they never had a real mandate. They certainly didn't for Joe Biden, and then they didn't use any mandate they had. And they went so far to the left on economic issues and on social and cultural issues that they effectively disqualified themselves. You know, politics needs to follow in the wake of culture. It can't lead culture. So you take gay marriage. When politicians talked about gay marriage, they made no progress at all. When Hollywood began to film gay couples and do storylines of gay couples, it suddenly became widely acceptable. And then the politics followed the culture, and it became politically a good thing. And what the Democrats tried to do is to force feed. There was never a movie that talks about how great it was to be transsexual, or about a 10-year-old whose life was saved by understanding her true gender. And so when they led with politics instead of culture, they absolutely overreached. And then the economy was terrible, and it wasn't just that it was awful. It was that it was planned as awful. The Democrats knew damn well that if you're running these kind of deficits and these kind of spending increases, you're going to have a massive inflation. And everybody warned them, and they just didn't listen. And I think the other element is that I know Donald Trump, and I knew him back then when I made the prediction. And he is such a great fighter. He's so good on television. He's so good on his feet. And his ideology, his thinking is precisely attuned to the mood of the American people now. Not like it was with my other client, Bill Clinton, where he conformed to the mood, but instead he set the mood. Donald Trump didn't follow polls. He creates polling. Yep.
And I think that level of integrity and fierceness and patience and willingness to go through hell is so unique to Donald Trump. And finally, Harris was, it's the bottom of the ninth inning in the World Series, and the game is tied, and the manager takes the third backup second baseman and sends him out to pinch hit. Of course, he's not going to get a hit, or the pitcher will get shelled. The Democratic bench was so limited that when they chose Harris to run, they were making a fatal mistake, and they should have understood that it didn't just mean the death of an election year; it meant the death of a political party. And they just never saw that.
Yeah, they never saw it.
Primaries is they give a chance for the politicians.
It's extraordinary, Dick.
Thank you for the analysis, and let's catch up again real soon.
And congrats, Dick.
Congratulations.
Congrats on your hard work, everything.
You made up a couple years ago.
O'Reilly. You've got questions? O'Reilly Auto Parts has answers. Need a pro you can trust? We've got that too. No matter what you need, our professional parts people have the training and expertise to help you do things right. Deep automotive knowledge. Just one part that makes O'Reilly stand apart. The professional parts people.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.